AI will never replace human creativity, except I'm afraid that we are losing our creativity because of the excessive use of artificial intelligence, or LLMs to be specific. You see, LLMs, we know that they've been trained on the entire knowledge of existence as the humans have generated. And we know that we also have our own limits, and that knowledge carry those limitations. So by extension, when we use this library of AI, we are constraining ourselves to our own limitations. And we're creating, as I call this, jail, this confined jail of information. It's massive, but it's still some sort of a jail because it's predictable, it's known, and that is all what AI knows. Human creativity, on the other hand, has this magical potency to pierce those limitations. We can work beyond the limitation, and that's not something we could even explain. We don't know how creativity works. It's something related to the universe and how things, we're tapping to the unknown, and we're grabbing something from the unknown, and mere zeros and ones cannot possibly understand that. So unfortunately, us relying on the use of AI for every single thing will allow us, will neuter us, if you will, from using our potential, from exposing our potential. And that is the problem that we are facing today. We're quick to reach through this, through the AI. And it's not really a new problem. We had the same problem with Google before, right? And for those who are software engineers, we also had the similar thing. We have Stack Exchange and books and things like that. And then we always, when we run into a wall, we tend to quickly want an answer because we believe someone else solved this problem, which they might. And this is where I disagree with this idea of, if there is something out there, use it. I would say, if there is something out there, try to invent try to see how you're gonna build it before looking at that solution. And the main reason is because the moment you look at the other solution, whether you're using AI to give you a solution, or whether you're looking it up, or you're asking someone, or reading a book, the moment you do that, you snap into that other person's limitations, and you're stuck in that limitation, and you're back to the jail. And that's not a problem with AI. That has been existed all along. The problem with AI is just now it's so accessible that jail is about to capture pretty much the entire human existence, save for few people that will use it responsibly, if you will, or they will use it as an assistant, not as a master. You know, if you want to reach beyond our own potential, you have to polish your skills. And there is no way to polish your skills but to apply critical thinking. Give some time, though painful, to the problem at hand. And I'll give software as an example. You run into a problem and you want to produce a solution. The knee-jerk reaction is to ask someone, how would you solve this? Or read books, or ask a professor, And none of these things are inherently wrong, but the problem is it depends on the personality of the person. I never take anyone's solution for granted. I'm like that. I like to apply my own thinking. A lot of people in my own, vicinity are like that. I know people who are like that. There are other people who are just, they take what they are told, and they do exactly what they are told, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. It just makes you a predictable person. You just produce a predictable result. You cannot escape that. You seeing it with the open source software that we're generating. It's almost everything looks identical. Everything looks the same. And that's because we don't apply enough critical thinking to generate a novel idea. And this applies to any solution, not just software. So at the end of this video, I'll keep it short. Save your creativity, apply some critical thinking, and then give yourself at least 5 minutes when you run into a challenge and before you look it up. And that is regardless where you look it up. You look it up on Google or on ChatGPT, it doesn't matter. The problem is just it became so accessible that we can get this knowledge. We're about to get prisoned into this sphere, and I'm afraid it's going to be very, very hard once our swords are dulled out, once our skills are dulled out, that we cannot escape that. So give some time to calculate this. I noticed this started happening to me 10 years ago with maybe even more than with the invention of the calculator. My math has dropped. The more I rely the use on the calculator to, like, even going to a restaurant to tip, I don't even think anymore. I don't even spend some time to calculate a percentage. I always reach out to the calculator, and I noticed that is a kind of bad behavior. You know how to do math for a very long time. What happened? It's just because now we have a calculator in our phone, right? All the time, versus, like, I would say 10 years ago, even 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we didn't have calculators on our pocket. We were forced to kind of apply some thinking, right, out there. So in summary, for the things you absolutely care about and you enjoy, try to give yourself at least 5 minutes to apply some critical thinking without any distraction, without using your phone, without using LLMs or using Google or search or anything. Try to just focus on it. And boy, the fascinating thing that you can generate, I tried this a lot recently, and I find myself coming up with solutions that have been invented in the 1960s, and there was a paper written off that technology, but it's my own now because I came up with it, right? I came up with that algorithm. I came up with that myself. And I can see my personality in it. It's slightly different, but that's me. And now I can freely look up other solutions and I see, compared to mine, which one is better. What did I skip and what did I overlook? And based on that, I can assess whether the solution is valid or not, and I can basically improve it. But if I immediately jumped in and read some paper, I'll be snapped to that world of view, and then that's it. I don't want to feel like that, because it's not something I created. So yeah, stay sharp, everyone. See you in the next one.